Hello everybody, welcome to our Nightingale survival guide. So we are talking tier 2 armor today, clothing. Kind of like part 1 really, because there's kind of like two phases of the tier 2 armor that you can get. And we're talking literally just about like the first type of armor that you can unlock as soon as you enter Sylvan's Cradle. That is when this armor becomes available to you. So you do need to travel to Sylvan's Cradle, which is this lovely realm here, to get basically tier 2 essence, which is what you're going to be using to unlock the tier 2 clothing or armor. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. So first of all, this is what we will be looking like, more or less. There's a few clothing items that have different variations, so you might not look exactly like me, but this is kind of the idea that we're going for. So obviously, the first thing you need to do is to make sure you have the refined sewing bench. That is what you're going to need to craft the tier 2 clothing. And then secondly, you're going to need quite a bit of tier 2 essence in order to unlock the different recipes for the clothing, as well as the refined sewing bench as well, which is right here. So each of the clothing items is going to cost you 15 tier 2 essence. So, you know, there's a good, like, what, 1, 2, 3, like 6-ish of that. So whatever 15 times 6 is, I do not want to do math right now, so you guys can figure that out if you want to. But that is kind of what we're going to be looking at in terms of that cost. A lot of tier 2 essence, basically. So let's go ahead and just sort of get right into this. So starting from the top, I guess we'll go from the progression, honestly. I think it's probably the easiest way to do this. So once you unlock the refined sewing bench, the first, new kind of clothing item that you can unlock is the Rumpled Breeches. And you only have one option here for your pants. So to unlock this, obviously, again, 15 tier 2 essence. And then you'll need 1 cloth, 2 thread, and 1 ingot to make these breeches. And obviously, the kind of raw resource that you have can influence some of the stats here. So if you have like a legendary hide or something and use that to make, I don't know, cloth, I don't know if that's the resource you need to make that, but just as an example, that might actually give you a little bit more of a boost. So kind of keep that in mind, as well as if you have the other kind of buffs. What are they called? Right over here, these guys, this guy right here, the augments. These guys too can also give you, boosted stats on your armor as well. So for example, if we had the construction press available and we were crafting with it, or nearby it, this would give our clothes weight to limit ++, and then our tools durability ++. So, that's kind of something to keep in mind too. But talking about just like base stats, for our Rumpled Breeches, we have 20 health, 2 stamina regeneration, like 2 per second basically, and then the durability and the weight. So you go ahead and craft that, and then just add it to your equip it basically, and there you have that. Now the next item, you can see it's right here too as well, obviously, right here. The next item on our progression here is the Intrepid shirt. And you only have one option for this as well. So you can go, if you want to make this, it's going to be 1 cloth, 2 thread, and then 1 ingot. And we're looking at 20 maximum health, 20 health regeneration per minute. So each minute you're gonna heal up 20, and then again, much like I said before, certain things might increase this a little bit more, and then you have your durability and your weight for this as well. Now, if you don't know how to make cloth, I do have a video on that. I will put that in the description of the video, so you can just very easily, get that all figured out and make as much cloth as you need to make all these items. Now, the second, or rather the third clothing item, you have a choice here. You have your first choice. You can either go Drayman's Cap or the bowler hat. I ultimately went with the bowler hat because I like that a little bit more than this little frumpy looking thing. So if you want to make the Drayman's Cap, you're going to need 1 felt, and I have a video on how to make felts if you don't know how to do that yet, as well as 2 thread. And you're going to get 20 maximum health, 4% magic power, and again, we have the same sort of durability and weight there. You get the same thing, the same stats with the bowler hat. It's really just a difference of crafting resources, to make them, and also just appearance. But the stats themselves are the same. Now, the bowler hat, you will need 1 felt, 1 cloth, and 1 button. If you don't know how to make buttons, I got a video on that too. You can refer to that in the description as well. Now, when it comes to shoes, we have our Trapper shoes, and that will be 1 felt and 2 twine to craft. And for the stats, it's going to give us 20 max health, 4% stealth rating, which is nice. And then we have our durability and weight. Now, we also have our coat here. And I believe you have, it's either that you have an option here. You can either wear a coat or you can wear a scarf. I don't think you can wear both of them at the same time, if I recall correctly. And so you can choose, you know, whatever you want here. I ultimately went with the coat because I just again, I liked it a little bit more than the scarf. So besides that, to make the coat, you'll need 3 felts and 3 twine. And you just, you know, put that on there. And then to make the scarf, you'll need 1 cloth, 2 thread, 1 fiber. And again, we have for this one, we have basically the max health is 20. The environmental resistance is 10% for both of these guys. Next is the Trapper's pack. So to make this, you'll need 1 felt, 2 twine, 2 sticks. It's going to give you some 20 maximum health. Increase that by that anyway. Your maximum weight is going to be 100. So you're basically going to be able to carry a little bit more with this Trapper's pack. So loot goblins out there, you know, definitely don't forget to unlock this and equip it and all that. Now, finally, we have our gloves, and there are 2 different gloves that you can choose from. You have your Trapper's gloves, and you have your smithing gloves. I went with the smithing gloves because I just like the look of them a little bit more, but the stats are the same. Crafting resources are a little bit different. So if you want to make the Trapper's gloves, you'll need 1 felt and 2 twine. If you want to make the smithing gloves, you're going to need 1 felt and 2 thread. And the stats on these guys, again, maximum health is 20, injury resistance is increased by 10%, and then we have our durability and weight. So that is how you unlock all these guys. You just got to get here, get that tier 2 essence, you know, purchase the recipe basically, make the necessary resources that it takes to craft these, equip them, and then we'll have apparently a zoom in on my body here, and then you'll have basically more or less this kind of look. Again, like I said, I have the coat instead of the scarf, and I have the bowler hat, and I have these smithing gloves, which you can't really see. Oh, they're just everything is just one color, which is really ugly. But you can dye clothes, so you know we might have to do that ourselves because this is. I'm not loving this color, I'll be honest. But anyway, so that is the tier 2 armor. And obviously, if you go down here, you can see this is the second half of the tier 2 armor, which you can only unlock when you have basically kind of completed the Sylvan's Cradle. So if we click on this, for example, it says unlock by completing the Sylvan's Cradle Site of Power. So you need to get the Welkin's Reach Major Realm card, and then this will become available to you. So we'll probably do another video on the part 2 of all this, but just to get you started, just to kind of give you a little bit more of help for that Site of Power, you know, boss fight in dungeon, because to be honest, there's going to be a boss fight. You know, it might not be a bad idea to at least get yourself the starter tier 2 armor. So that's about it. Hopefully you found that helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.